In the summer of 2019, Bill Posters and Daniel Howe, two computer activists, decided to play an internet joke that would later flood headlines around the world. The two activists created a video of Mark Zuckerberg and Kim Kardashian endorsing their business within the same week. The catch? They used deepfake technology and never got the celebrities' permission. The media reactively ran headlines regarding the ethical uses of AI deepfake technology. While initially frowned upon, a flood of copycat deepfake users soon followed. Inevitably, in 2022, large corporations started using celebrity endorsements without the permission of the celebrities, such as Alpha Real Estate using Elon Musk in an ad. While unethical, many people could not tell if the endorsements were real until the celebrities were asked, which is exactly why the writer's strike is worried about artificial intelligence. People cannot simply tell the difference between artificial intelligence and real humans anymore, if done right. For this video, we're going to dive into why the writer's strike is correct for worrying about artificial intelligence by highlighting a few key areas where actors and writers are becoming obsolete, but also AI's limitations with replacing certain jobs in the Writers Guild. While we were just hearing about the Writers Guild's concern about technology, writers and actors have had their eye on technology replacing them for quite some time. Back in 2007, the Writers Guild protest fought for DVD and new media residuals due to the birth of new delivery channels like internet downloads and streaming. While the Writers Guild fought hard and were able to acquire these rights, as times passed, they were immensely outmatched, as actor Chris Browning appeared in the movie Bright with Will Smith, which Netflix touted as a heavily watched hit. Browning said, "If it was back in the old DVD residual days, I would have gotten a $25,000 residual check and got $271 from Netflix." Basically, with new technology mediums, and some actors were receiving a 100th difference in pay with online streaming. In the early 2000s, applications such as Limewire, Kazaa, and Napster grew in popularity, allowing anyone with a good Wi-Fi connection to have movies and music within just a few clicks away. And of course, for free. Through this new peer-to-peer, also known as P2P streaming content, the general public effectively bypassed the residuals that writers and actors were originally owed, consequently opening up an entire global media pirating scene where millions joined scything away money from actors and writers. Government entities soon caught on to the P2P network and played whack-a-mole, taking one site down just to have another replace it, which led to hundreds of arrests and multiple companies shut down. Kazaa in 2006, Morpheus in 2008, Limewire down in 2010. Just one of these platforms, Limewire, was estimated by the Recording Industry Association to have caused $72 trillion of damage. To put that in perspective, that's 9 times the current Federal Reserve. While these platforms were not driven by artificial intelligence, they showcased the mere power behind technology's disruptive value in the world of entertainment, setting the stage for the newest technology developments that very few people saw coming. As technology continued to develop, more industries outside of the media became disrupted, and while taking decades to build, were transformed in a matter of months, making the Writers Guild realize while file sharing was their main concern during the 2010s, that was just the beginning of their worries. The 2010s were a groundbreaking decade for artificial intelligence, with terminology that only existed in coder online forums soon became mainstream. Terms like deep learning, an algorithm for training AI models, finally became mainstream after its birth back in 1940. Language recognition, household items like Siri being able to listen, respond in an articulate way with the help of AI.
You would like me to call you?
Text generation, the ability for artificial intelligence to utilize deep learning by analyzing syntax, text, and grammar to formulate brand new text without any human input. The applications were nearly endless, with developers utilizing open source to share their ideas for free, and everyone who could write a few lines of code could soon train their very own AI. As more people began exposed to these ideas, many began finding the limitations in AI, giving hope to writers that maybe AI could never emulate humans. Videos started popping up when seeing how AI would assemble a movie script. The script often missed the human touch. Keaton Patty, comedian trained in AI to watch over 1,000 hours of Batman movie scripts and asked the AI create a movie script about Batman. The AI wrote a Batman scene with a verbal exchange with Joker as follows.
Opens the present since he's a good guy. Contains a coupon for new parents, but is expired. This is a Joker joke.
Another example, Google Translate, a text translation AI, had an unexpected result where a woman asked how to say in Italian, "This meal is delicious," but Google Translate translated it to, "The dinner tasted like crack." While AI tools like Google Translate slowly improved, it wasn't enough to worry translators in the screenwriting industry. However, in 2008, a new product was formed behind closed doors that truly embodied a worry for the Writers Guild. That was ChatGPT. While there were many AIs created before, this new AI became a mainstream phenomenon after the third version in 2022. During its media stardom, many tests were put on the AI, including one where researchers wanted to see if writers' productivity increased while using ChatGPT. MIT researchers found a substantial increase in productivity in writing while using ChatGPT due to the overcoming the infamous writer's block. Participants in the experiment had to write papers that were identical to their field of work. Maybe they were a marketer, grant writer, data analyst, human resource professional. With ChatGPT's assistance, each one of these professionals could write papers within 27 minutes without AI help. But with AI, they could write papers in only 17 minutes, leading to a drastic 59% productivity improvement. While ChatGPT is not able to answer the prompts in novel ways, the AI helped provide the participants enough structure to arrive at a finished work faster. Currently, ChatGPT is only in its fourth version, but it already shows the potential to make more writers far more efficient than without the use of AI. For example, Tim Boucher, a science fiction writer, used the AI to write 97 novels in just a 9-month period. To put this into perspective, the famous American science fiction writer Isaac Asimov, responsible for writing pieces like I, Robot, produced only 470 books in his lifetime. In less than a year, Tim produced over 20% of Isaac's works, but it might not have been the same quality. While the current AI will not make writers obsolete, could AI in the near future replace human writers? In other words, be able to write a story equal to or better than the current day writers? The short answer to this is no. There are fundamental limitations that AI has to solve in order to replace writers, due to contextual analysis and emotional reasoning. Let's take an example from ChatGPT's mistake in 2022. Someone online posted asking ChatGPT, who is taller, Shaq or Yao Ming? Shaquille O'Neal is taller than Yao Ming. Shaquille O'Neal is listed at 7'1", while Yao Ming is listed at 7'6". But wouldn't that make Yao Ming taller? Yes, Yao Ming is taller than Shaquille O'Neal. Yao Ming is listed at 7'6", while Shaquille O'Neal is listed at 7'1". Sometimes AI can make unusual mistakes. For example, imagine ChatGPT was trained to look at different websites of NBA players, and let's say there was a lot of talk about who was taller, Yao Ming or Shaq. Also, let's say many of those websites were satirically written as though Shaq's ego was taller or the presence of Shaq was greater than Yao Ming's. Without contextual understanding, the AI would be trained to view the statement as incorrect, that Shaquille O'Neal, even though he physically was not as tall, maybe due to the writing, it was interpreted that his ego or maybe his presence was taller than Yao Ming's. However, if the statement is analyzed in a mathematical word problem, there is greater likelihood that the AI would get it correct if it's trained with the correct data. Now, due to contextual analysis, AI has a tremendously difficult time with mathematical word problems because it involves both language models and computational power. A new study in 2023, published by the researchers of UC Berkeley, finds that large language models, including OpenAI's ChatGPT-3, can only complete 2.9 to 6.9% of problems from its dataset of over 12,500 problems, a far cry from being able to write the next Titanic blockbuster. Unlike writers, artificial intelligence lacks common sense, so if you tell an AI something absurd like black squirrels are black because they're spray painted, AI does not have the common sense to verify this and being able to filter out the BS. While humans can fall prey to BS, AI does not have the filters that people do in order to sort through meaningful data. On the other hand, some AI creators boast about being able to write novels better than humans. This might be possible, and the reason why Stephen King can still produce as many novels as he does. But what about emotion? Emotion is one of those attributes that people often take for granted and is overwhelmingly complex. Making a script emotional does not mean you just add adjectives like very, a lot, or love. The definition of a word is usually derived by the surrounding context of the sentence and can be meant satirically or sarcastic. On the other hand, there are other AI, such as Glass Frog, released in 2023, that has the ability to recognize plot holes and suggest dialogue or even cutscenes, revealing that AI can conceptually work with writers' scripts. A huge jump in AI advancement by showing the ability to analyze and give suggestions, which can play a major role in helping writers write more. Another example, Aaron Kemmer used a few AI, one being ChatGPT, to write and direct a short movie. The end result was finished in only 7 days. After the unusual experiment, Aaron Kemmer explains, "It was only 2 years ago when a similar experiment was created using AI, and the results were so unreasonable that the script could not be really understood, much less shot. It essentially a word salad with a movie image. Now, a few years later, AI has gotten so much more sophisticated that it can not only create a viable story, but also direct it." While AI is making huge strides, writers can take a sigh of relief when it comes to artificial intelligence taking all of their jobs due to the lack of contextual understanding, but AI is slowly catching up. The Writers Guild is the canary in the coal mines and the loudest yet. There are various industries that are currently on the chopping block with AI's disruption. Companies such as Lyft has been using automated vehicles since 2018, but in 2022, the CEO of Lyft stated that Lyft drivers don't have to worry about automated vehicles until 10 years later, 2032, aka when they are all going to be replaced. Sounds pretty reassuring. That would mean that the 3.5 million truck drivers in the United States will be on the chopping block potentially in the next decade. That is approximately 1% of the US population, and most of them have families. The future will definitely change, there is no saying how. On the bright side, sometimes the incorporation of artificial intelligence turns out just to piss people off. When companies went through the chatbot craze where customers almost wholeheartedly agreed that they would prefer to talk to a person over chatbots, companies overwhelmingly still pushed the chatbots for their products. We also didn't fall for the Zoom craze either, where after the pandemic and lockdowns, we had the option of either continuing to meet virtually or meeting in person. Overwhelmingly, people chose to meet in person. Why? Because people believe in the power of human connection. The Writers Guild is putting up a good fight, but that change is inevitable in their field. Currently, technology is making writers more effective. However, replacing writers as a whole will be much harder. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this content, please make sure to like and subscribe. Till next time.